Howdy,
Hello,
Willis.
Howard.
Welcome to CastApod. Today we have a little apptastic type of conversation. We started with the idea of just going over different apps that we like, ones that we enjoy, and that's what we're gonna do.
Sounds good. Um, hey, what do you want to talk about? There's so many out there. There's thousands and thousands of apps that we could even talk about. So, um, what do you
As,
think?
well, I know you had a couple. Oh, I may want to plug my phone in. I know you had a couple that you've been taking a look at, and let's start there because I have one that I know for sure it's it's actually one that my wife just re-downloaded because she forgot that she used it and didn't even remember why she didn't download it onto her new phone. But it's actually I don't know who it's by, but it's a brainwave tuner, and all it is are different types of sounds and natural, what they call it, binaural beats. It's raining really hard. Uh, help concentration, sleep. There are even a couple that, I mean, just help with relaxation. I mean, some help you focus on doing work. I used to wear my headphones and do like classwork or even schoolwork for myself on it. So it's one I found useful. If I had headphones, I'd use it more, but just because it works best with headphones, it works well without it. Just I prefer that way, just because that's what I'm used to. So it's just one of the videos or one of the apps that I enjoy and try to use as often as possible. So it's what I enjoy. What I enjoy.
Yeah, nice. So I will talk about the next app that I will talk about is an app that I use just about every day. Um, I use it for Reddit. It's a Reddit is a place where you can waste some time easily.
Another internet rabbit hole. Start down it.
Really fast with GIFs or GIFs. I guess that's how you're supposed to pronounce it. But one that
I've
I
been
have,
hearing a lot of gifts recently, and I didn't know anyone ever said it that way.
yeah,
You know? It's
GIFs
very
used to
interesting.
be pronounced GIFs, but I say GIFs because it doesn't make any sense to say G.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Oh, keep going now. Let me grab my charger.
so what I want to talk about is an app that I use that's called Reddit Sync. They just did an update on it. It has to do with the UI, which it looks really nice. It uses the Android language design. So let's take a look at it here. You have the slide out menus, and you can slide it in, and then you have all of your subreddits off to the left here, and you can scroll down and see all of them. So what's nice about it is that in the settings now, what they've done is that you can change your action bar color, the color at the top. So let's change it to green, and then we'll go back, and now it's green. I know, little simple things like that, cosmetic things, but overall the app works great. It also now supports GIFcat, which is a way to look at GIFs or GIFs, whatever you want to call them. So, but it's an app that I use every day, and I absolutely love it. I forgot how much it costs, but it's well worth it, whatever it was. What I use to get some of the money sometimes for the Play Store is another app that is called Google Opinion Rewards. Now let's see if I can find it here.
Opinion rewards?
That is correct. You have not heard of this.
I have not.
So let me see if I can find it here. I'm scrolling down my phone. Google Opinion Rewards. It might be called Rewards. I hate that sometimes when they name different apps and then you go to look in your app drawer and it's a different name.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah, I did find it. It was called Rewards in the drawer. But right now I have a total of like $4 and some change here that I can use on my on Google Play. And what they do pretty much is every now and then, maybe every few days or so, they will send a survey. Oh, sorry about that. Losing my face there. But every few days they will send a survey, and it'll be a different length. It could be 1 question, it could be 2 questions, it could be 3 questions, it could be 10 questions. But just depending on what you answer, or how many questions you have, really, I haven't seen a correlation between the amount of money you get or in the number of questions. So,
Okay.
but you will get paid a certain amount, and it could be like 50 cents, 25 cents, $1. I've accumulated probably about $10 total. So I've spent a little bit of it, but it's a pretty neat, another app that I would say, hey, it's free Google Play credits. You know, why not?
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't think of anything bad about it. It just seems like it makes sense. Well, I can't say it's that generally, I guess, but it sounds cool.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it gets me free credit, so that's why I don't know how much Reddit Sync costs because I just went click, okay, I'll buy it.
Okay, but you knew what? This is just interesting. I was trying to pull up in the background a site for an app that I do like, and it's just weird. I mean, the site is ooh.
It's intriguing.
Yes, I didn't realize it's gonna log into the CastApod account. Okay, I'll use it. This will be a good opportunity. All right, but yes, I really like the idea of an app like that. It lets you utilize dead time and get a couple cents that will translate into an app. You know, they're actually supporting their developers that they're offering apps from.
That's very true.
So, I think that's very cool.
Well, I guess it translates into real money somehow. I don't know. because I can't trade it in and say, hey, I actually want the cash or something like that. So, so somehow
you purchase the things that you might purchase with cash.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, I don't know.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yes. So, okay. I'm sorry. Was there something else you wanted to say about that one? Because it sounds cool.
I just had another app in mind, and it just popped into my head. So, just go ahead.
Cool. All right, I'll talk about this one real quick then. The one app that I really didn't think to appreciate for quite a while until I went back and actually saw the native Twitter app, for Android, but this app, Tweetcaster, is actually really nice. It easily lets you log into multiple accounts. It lets you... Well, this is interesting. This is the first time I've been onto the site, and I went ahead and logged in on our account. And this is very interesting, the way it breaks it down. On your cell phone, it lets you... It gives you tabs for the things you want tabs with that you can just swipe to the left between. So I have my main feed, then I have to the right of that mentions, then to the right of that I have direct messages, and then to the right of that I think there are excuse me, favorites, I think, but pretty much it lets you get between the things that I personally actually use most fairly easily. Like I said, you can switch between accounts easily. You can... One thing I love that you can't even do when you're online on Twitter.com is actually being able to say retweet with comment.
Oh yeah, that's true.
All that means,
that is nice. Add it on to the end of it.
Absolutely, and it automatically quotes for you. So it's so useful to me. I feel like if I'm sending a tweet, if I'm sharing a tweet to someone else, then one of the things that I want to do is personalize the message to that person. I'll say, if it's something on 3D printing, then I'll say, hey, I could totally make a 3D printed GameCube controller.
Right.
I mean, imagine being able to make your own power glove. You know?
Well, did you see? I was actually on Reddit. Funny enough, but there was a kid that actually had a 3D printed hand. He was missing his hand, and they actually 3D printed him one, and he could actually use it, move it, and pick up things. So I mean, 3D printing is gonna revolutionize all kinds of things. Yeah.
I agree. I agree. I could talk about 3D printing once a week because every time I see it, catch some new utilization of it, the new, versions 1.3s or 1.4s of all of the 3D printing companies of
Mhm.
their models, and I just see the prices come down, and it
Yeah.
just makes
Awesome.
me want one.
Prices are
And
coming
I
down.
just I want to prototype on it. I want to put some of my ideas that I've written down since I was 5 years old, and I want to actually spend the time to I maybe get someone else to design it for me in a computer to get it just right, but then to upload it and to get a 3D model of what's in my head.
Yeah.
That's an amazing concept to me. I love it. I
Yeah,
love
me
it
too.
indeed.
Another app that I can think of that we could talk about here. It's one of my favorite apps. I use it every single day. It is called Pocket Casts. Um,
Mm.
as you can
Oh
see right now,
gosh.
I have Dan Carlin's Common Sense up right now. I just finished his latest one. It shows 275, The Spectre of Dissent. Awesome. Just watch it, or listen to it rather. Uh,
Great
can't
apps.
really watch a podcast. Um, but I mean, the app is great. I don't know really. There's so much about it. Like just for instance, like the player itself, it will color code itself according to the colors of the podcast, which is pretty neat. So you see like a green bar here. The arrow button up here is or when I say green, it's red.
Yeah, yeah. I'm with you. I follow. I follow.
Thank you, thank you. And so if I go to Android App Arena, it changes the color to a greenish bluish color because of the color of this, and it changes all. So I mean, just little things like that. It's not necessarily going along with the Android design or anything like that. They've come up with their own design, utilized it, put it in place, um, and it looks great. And it works great. It has all of the podcasts you could want to listen to, Radio Lab, Joe Rogan Experience.
Did you start listening to Radiolab too?
Oh, I've listened to Radio Lab for a long time. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! I just started listening to it.
And I've also listened to stuff they didn't teach you in history class. I like that too.
Yeah, I listened to a couple of those. Okay.
So yeah, I've been listening to Radio Labs for about I don't know, maybe a year or two, something like that.
Every time I hear something from NPR,
And you're
public
listening to
radio, I mean PBS, they have the most amazing quality stuff. Like they take the risks on the smaller time directors, writers, you
hmm
know, everything, and they find the quality ones. It seems to be every time I catch something.
It's great.
Someone who's passionate about their art that really puts something out that they care about, and you
Sure.
feel that caring through the video, through the writing,
hmm
through everything. It's so great, and I mean, it's no surprise that you have something like, well, Reading Rainbow still being in our lives. We were saying that we would talk about that. I mean,
Let's go ahead.
we remember Reading Rainbow. You could just about sing the song.
Here's I'll see if I can grab an article for you.
Awesome, awesome. But LeVar Burton, we're big fans. I mean, besides Roots, Reading Rainbow was a big part of a lot of people that I know and that I've met, just a large part of their lives, and it was interesting. But don't take my word for it.
That was awesome.
Yeah. But I mean, did you watch it much growing up?
Oh, all the time, man. Even at school, that was the great part about it. It was something that you could bring up at school, just like, um, well, now that he's controversial now, but uh, um,
How so?
well, no, I'm sorry, Brave Labs, Bill Nye, like stuff like that. Watching that in
Oh
school,
yeah. Okay.
science. Um, there you go. I put that article up there for you
Oh,
in the show notes.
I see it.
Um, and I watched that in school. I watched Magic School Bus. I mean, but it's pretty much like reading that in school. I mean, it's amazing. I love reading Rainbow. And the funny thing is when I was in school, even watching Star Trek, I never made the connection between LeVar Burton and Star Trek.
See, I didn't even mention Star Trek. I didn't even get that far. But yes, yes, absolutely. And I mean, that's a rabbit hole on its own because I wasn't a really, I wasn't a real Trekkie necessarily growing up, but I've grown to love it as I've grown older. So it's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I've even had a friend of mine who convinced me to go back and watch all of Deep Space Nine.
I'll be honest with you. As nerdy as I am, I have never really watched any of it like from beginning to end. So I've only ever seen the movies.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, I probably should start watching this. But yeah. Oh, did you get that? Did you get that article about the
Yep.
Kickstarter?
Yep. Pulling up now.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. Good. Wired.
Yeah, Wired. So what was it? They so the first day, really, what happened? He was doing a Kickstarter to pretty much restart Reading Rainbow for the new age, I guess, the new age, and he ended up making $2 million in like 2 days, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
I think it's supposed to be like a 30-day Kickstarter, and they needed $1 million, and in the first day they got $1 million. Excuse me, which is absolutely amazing. So yeah.
Yeah. There we go. Can you see it?
Yep. And I'm looking at it too. So it says,
Okay.
as of today, a Kickstarter to bring the new show back has raised more than double its goal of $1 million. That's enough cash to bring the educational program back to a cross-platform app, complete with a digital library, interactive resources, and virtual field trips, and to offer it for free to cash-strapped schools. I mean, that's amazing. Just gonna offer it for free. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And his reaction, the video that's
Wow.
right there, his reaction was absolutely amazing. You should play that video.
Sure. Sure. I know not to make it full screen.
No disappearing. It's a great video.
Right. Let me make sure. Let me see.
No, not yet. $400 from now. 30 seconds. No! $1 million. So, Kickstarters, I don't know what to say. We've just crossed the $1 million threshold. It is our first day. I am overwhelmed. Thank you so much. This is going to enable us to really, really, really do a lot of good. I am so proud that this community has come together to support this effort, and it's a people's thing. It's the 5, it's the 10, it's the 25, it's the $1 pledges. It's unbelievable, or actually, it's actually very believable. Thank you so much. We are literally changing the world, one children's book at a time. God bless.
Oh my gosh.
Wasn't that awesome?
Yes. Yes. That is. You know, he's a fantastic actor, but you love to see the realness of that.
Exactly.
You love to feel it, man.
Yeah, he was real. And I love that. So, yeah.
Wow. Just wow. Yes,
That's probably
moving.
the way to end it, right?
Yes, absolutely. Well, that's the beautiful thing. I mean, it was, yeah, that makes you feel good. I love having that type of feeling. Let's go spread this around as I go into my dream world and pass it into my dream, people.
Sorry,
Yes.
out there. My friend is delirious. He's sleepy. He sleep.
Yes, apparently, I'll talk about this in actually, I wanted you to get the opportunity to promote your new blog, but I'll talk about it today on my What a Day, my video blog. Yesterday I was exhausted, having to stay up late to meet some plumbers, and then didn't get to sleep very quickly, and then it just, I was earlier today, I was talking to my boss, and all I remember hearing, I don't know if she said something else or if I had like a blank of something, but I remember hearing, "Are you sleeping?" And all I could think was that I thought I was looking at you. Hold on, what am I looking at now? Oh wow, I couldn't say anything. I couldn't say anything,
That
and
is
I
funny.
probably, yeah, I probably could have stayed late today a little bit, but I couldn't do it. So yes, it was hilarious. But please, Howard, Mister Sir, tell us about your new blog. It was exciting. That was probably the coolest text I've gotten in the past 2 or 3 weeks.
Yep. So I finally started a WordPress blog. Say that 5 times fast. Um, but hey, it's fun. I'm just starting it. I've never blogged before. So I'm just going to be writing about all kinds of different things. It could be anything from technology, science, space, nature, religion. So I'm trying to keep it up, write, like maybe a big piece every month or so or something like that. But try and keep it updated like every day, every couple of days. So if you want to check it out, it's JeremyQHoward.wordpress.com. JeremyQHoward.wordpress.com. So go ahead and check it out.
Yes, this is you're a very interesting guy, man. So everybody, you should go check out his thoughts.
Yeah,
Just check it
or not. Maybe you'll be scared of that.
out. But yes, it's an awesome weekday. CastApod, grateful to have you. Thank you for stopping in.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. This is great that we can do this kind of like this. We didn't have to do as much to get it done. I like that.
Yeah.
We're still doing it.
I like being there and meeting with you, and we can play off of each other pretty well. Just the lag.
Yeah, absolutely. There's absolutely still huge value in it, but
Definitely.
you can still get something done. That's the awesome part.
Excellent. Yeah.
All
So,
right.
hey man, you get some rest.
No problem. I can do that. I can totally do that.
All right. All right, Howard signing off.
All right. Laters.
Peace.